It was a quiet evening in the heart of the African wilderness. The sun had just dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery shades of orange and pink. Ranger Michael had just settled into his cabin with a warm cup of tea, ready to enjoy a moment of peace after a long day of patrolling the vast wildlife reserve. But then, he heard it, a sound so strange and unexpected that it sent chills down his spine. It was a soft, desperate scratching at his cabin door. At first, he thought it might be a stray dog or perhaps some other harmless creature. But as he approached, he froze in disbelief. There, standing on the wooden porch, was a fully grown leopard. Not just any leopard, her coat glistened under the fading sunlight, and her eyes were wide with fear and urgency. Most shockingly of all, her belly was swollen, she was clearly pregnant. And somehow, in a way that felt almost human, she seemed to be pleading for help. Michael's heart pounded. He had seen countless wild animals in his career, but never had one come to him like this, as if seeking understanding, safety, and care. He knew leopards were solitary and dangerous, yet here she was, vulnerable and dependent on him. Something deep inside told him that turning her away wasn't an option. Before we dive into this incredible story, don't forget to subscribe to Tales River, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We love connecting with viewers who believe in the magic of kindness and the extraordinary bonds between humans and animals. Michael slowly opened the door, careful not to startle her. The leopard stepped closer, moving with an elegance only wild cats possess, yet every movement was weighted with exhaustion and worry. Her breathing was heavy, her eyes darting around nervously, but she didn't run away. She simply stayed, as if placing her trust entirely in Michael. He knew this was no ordinary encounter. Wild leopards are rarely this calm around humans, let alone approaching a stranger for help. Something was seriously wrong. As a ranger, he had experience rescuing injured animals, but he had never handled a case like this, a pregnant predator seeking human aid. Without hesitation, Michael fetched his emergency wildlife kit. He carefully laid out blankets, a makeshift shelter, and some medical supplies. The leopard watched intently, her golden eyes filled with a mix of curiosity and relief. Slowly, cautiously, she stepped into the cabin. Michael could feel the tension in the air, the fragile trust between human and animal, a trust that had taken only a single moment to establish but might crumble with one wrong move. Over the next several hours, Michael worked quietly and gently, providing water and setting up a safe corner for her to rest. He could see the strain of her pregnancy pressing on her, and his heart ached for the life she carried inside her. He whispered soothing words, talking to her as if she could understand every syllable. There was a soft, almost imperceptible purr from her, a sound he had never heard from a wild leopard before. In that moment, it felt as though she was thanking him, communicating a silent bond that transcended language. The night stretched on, and Michael stayed alert, watching over her with unwavering attention. Every creak of the cabin floor, every shadow from the flickering lantern seemed magnified, but the leopard remained calm, her trust in him growing with each passing hour. Michael couldn't help but feel a surge of awe. Here was a creature born to survive by hunting, by avoiding humans, and yet she had come to him, seeking help. He realized in that moment that kindness isn't just a human value, it's a universal force that can bridge worlds, even those that seem impossible to connect. As the first light of dawn crept through the cabin windows, the leopard's labor began. Michael stayed by her side, guiding her as gently as he could, offering comfort with soft words and calm movements. It was a tense and emotional experience. The birth of wild animals is unpredictable and fraught with risk, but Michael's presence seemed to reassure her. He had never felt so deeply connected to another living being. One by one, tiny, wobbly newborn leopards emerged into the world. Their cries were delicate, fragile, yet full of life. The mother nuzzled them immediately, her instinct to protect and nurture as fierce as ever. Michael stepped back, tears welling in his eyes. He realized that this moment, this miraculous scene of life, trust, and survival, was a direct result of a single act of kindness. His choice to open the door, to extend help when it seemed impossible, had changed everything. Over the following weeks, Michael took extraordinary care of the leopard and her cubs. He monitored their health, provided food, and ensured they were safe from predators and dangers in the wild. But more than anything, he gave them patience and respect, understanding that true kindness isn't about control, it's about empathy and trust. The bond they formed was extraordinary. He began to notice subtle signs of gratitude, the way she would sit quietly nearby, the occasional soft gaze that felt almost human in its warmth. News of this unusual rescue began to spread among the local conservation community. Colleagues and wildlife experts were amazed. Some even called it a miracle, a rare instance of a wild leopard seeking human aid and surviving such a delicate situation. But for Michael, the miracle wasn't just the survival of the cubs, it was the reminder that kindness has the power to connect beings across boundaries, across species, across worlds. As the months went by, the mother leopard regained her strength. Michael knew that soon, she would need to return to her natural habitat, to roam freely and teach her cubs the ways of the wild. Saying goodbye was bittersweet. He had grown attached to them, to the tiny family that had trusted him without hesitation. But he also understood that true kindness sometimes means letting go, allowing life to follow its course while knowing you made a difference. The day came when he opened the enclosure for her to leave. The mother paused at the edge, her eyes meeting Michael's. For a brief moment, it felt as though she understood him completely, that she knew the depth of care he had given. Then, with a grace only a wild creature could possess, she led her cubs into the vast savanna, disappearing into the golden grass. Michael watched them go, a mix of sadness and profound joy washing over him. He knew they would survive, thrive, and perhaps one day, the cubs would carry forward the memory of the kindness that saved them. This experience changed Michael forever. It taught him that kindness isn't always easy, and it often comes with risk and uncertainty. But when we act with compassion, even the smallest gesture can ripple into extraordinary consequences. The leopard and her cubs became living reminders of the power of empathy, courage, and selflessness. For viewers at home, this story serves as a gentle, powerful reminder. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, can transform lives. It doesn't matter whether the recipient is human, animal, or even something you don't fully understand. The courage to help, the willingness to care, and the patience to stay present in difficult moments are what truly make a difference. Michael often tells this story to visitors at the reserve, hoping to inspire them. He emphasizes that kindness doesn't require grand gestures. Sometimes, it's simply about opening your heart, offering a safe space, and believing that your actions matter. And as he reflects on the day a pregnant leopard knocked on his door, begging for help, he can't help but smile, knowing that the decision to respond with compassion changed the course of 3 tiny lives, and his own, in ways he never could have imagined. So, when you feel uncertain about helping someone or offering kindness, remember Michael and the pregnant leopard. Remember that courage and empathy can create miracles. Every act of compassion matters, no matter how small or improbable it seems. And sometimes, the world surprises us in ways we could never dream of, rewarding our kindness with moments of wonder that touch the heart and soul. If we all chose to act with a little more kindness, imagine the world we could create, a world where trust, empathy, and love flow freely, and where even the most unlikely friendships are possible. In the end, the pregnant leopard's journey was more than just a story of survival. It was a testament to the enduring power of kindness, a reminder that when we extend a hand in compassion, we invite miracles into our lives. And maybe, just maybe, that small act of courage and empathy can inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that transforms the world, one act of kindness at a time.